Hello Gemini, this is your love and relationship reading for June 2018. So let's cut the cards and see what's in store for you. Your first card is a Queen of Pentacles. I have a Nine of Pentacles. I have the Hermit. This is a Three of Swords. I have a King of Cups. The High Priest. I have the High Priestess in reverse. This is the Empress. And then this is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Well, I will say you do have some 4 major Arcana cards which are kind of strong as far as love and connecting. The Hermit and the High Priest especially. The Hermit is about solitude, and it's a spiritual solitude. You're taking time out, you're alone to figure things out. You can be alone for different reasons, a breakup. Maybe you feel that you're disconnected from your partner. The High Priest is a mediator. The High Priest is about loyalty and faithfulness. Sometimes the High Priest can indicate a marriage or a contract, something you must be committed to. And then you have these women here in your future. You have the High Priestess in reverse. And this is very important in regards to relationship readings, because the High Priestess is a woman. She represents this goddess who has her subconscious under control. She doesn't overreact. She keeps her feelings and her emotions under control. And because you see her sitting on top of the moon, that means that she rules her self-conscious. She knows, she connects to her inner wisdom. And she is able to nurture herself. She doesn't need to panic or, she doesn't need to panic or get emotionally distraught over everything. She's a very strong woman. And so she is able to, in difficult circumstances, she's able to trust her inner wisdom. She doesn't let anyone take her out of the zone. This is reversed. So there's a little bit of turbulence here, and then we have this Empress. And the High Priestess is associated with our inner wisdom and psychic energy. The Empress is all physical and sexual. And she is about fertility, motherhood, but she's also very seductive. She can represent the energy of a sexual relationship. She seduces. And sometimes, depending on the context of the cards, yes, some of you who've been watching my videos for a long time know that sometimes I do see this Empress as sometimes the other woman. And so it's possible, Gemini, that some of you might be in the future a little distraught if someone you're interested in or an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend might be pulled away by a third party. Okay? And also I want to point out, in addition to the major Arcana cards, because swords are your energy, swords represent air. And so some of you might be going through a little bit of heartbreak, even now, as we head into the first week of June. But I'm looking at the Pentacles here because the Pentacles are dominant. We don't have any wands, and we don't have any cups. We have Earth and Swords. Earth and air. And so the Pentacles are pretty dominant here because we have this Queen of Pentacles who's the mother. She's also a daughter of the Empress because Pentacles are the physical material world. But this Queen of Pentacles is also about a good wife, motherhood, all the physical aspects of family and relationships. And you have that Nine of Pentacles, which is a card of prosperity and happiness. But in a relationship reading, it can also mean a relationship that is physically, you know, sort of, the domain is in the physical, sexual. Sometimes I see this as the party card, and also sometimes I see this as just dating and with very little commitment. So this Queen of Pentacles is followed by the Nine of Pentacles. Some of you might have been dating, meeting someone and dating exclusively for a while. You might have been intimate, spending weekends together, and then you have this Hermit where you find yourself alone. There's the situation I'm thinking about is some of you who've been going out or dating or meeting someone, and it never quite reaches that emotional commitment level, which might explain why I don't see any cups here. And so then it's followed by the Hermit, indicating that for some of you who have been in long-term relationships especially, you know, the physical commitment, the living together or seeing each other, some of you might be not seeing your partners or boyfriend for a while. It's been difficult to connect physically. And so we have this Three of Swords here, a little bit of heartbreak and disappointment. And it's probably because of this King of Cups right here in the center of your spread, which might be the root of the issue here, about what all these cards are about. And even if your partner or love interest is not specifically a water sign, the King of Cups, you know, connects to his emotions. He's very mature, but the King of Cups is also someone who keeps his emotions detached. But at the same time, this King of Cups sort of is led by how he feels. Does he feel good? Does he feel bad? Does the king feel anxious? And so people who people who are led by their emotions, they're very intuitive. Most cups usually are. King, Queen, Knight, Page. Cups are about connecting to our intuition. And so you have this King of Cups who's judging by how he or she feels in this relationship, how they feel about you. And so it's followed by the High Priest. And once again, the High Priest, it can actually represent a committed marriage, a marriage contract, a serious relationship here. And maybe there's another relationship or issue from the past regarding this King of Cups or person of interest that is getting in the way of the relationship. So I'm looking at this progression of heartbreak and then this King of Cups and then the High Priest. Sometimes the High Priest is also about mediation and counseling and settling disagreements, and it's about personal truths. So yeah, it's interesting, the physical, seeing each other, being together, and then there's finding yourself alone, and then we get this disappointing news. I'm not sure this Three of Swords is necessarily indicating I'm not sure it's necessarily indicating a breakup, but I do feel that this Three of Swords indicates a painful situation, that's interfering in the relationship, and this high priest is coming along to resolve the issue. So when we get here to the future, yes, the high priestess, we're giving ourselves to the physical because the high priestess is reversed. We're losing control of our reason and intuition. And the high priestess always, remember what I said about the high priestess, she never loses control. She always trusts her inner instincts. She keeps herself together. And then we have this passionate sexual energy of the Empress, who could be a third party. And that leads to this Knight of Pentacles, this knight, who's all about the physical aspects as well. And you see him riding away from the situation. He's not going to the Empress. He's sort of leaving, which I think is pretty interesting. And also remember that Pentacles are the slowest energy in the tarot. They represent Earth. And so my dominant impression of what's going on here for you, Gemini, is about a relationship where, yes, you can be in a long-term relationship, or you can be in a committed relationship, or maybe you're just dating. Some of you are just probably winging it. And some of you might be taking the relationship a little bit more seriously than the other person. So I think maybe the Oracle is just trying to give you some perspective here, that you need to pull back. That High Priestess that's reversed, you need to get your High Priestess back in the right position and sort of get control over your emotions, because the tarot, once you get the information from the tarot, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's exactly how it's going to play out. There are different decisions you can make, but what it looks like to me, Gemini, is that you know your energy is air. You know that you're very introverted. You tend to overthink a lot of things. You can be very defensive in relationships sometime, and even you can be withdrawn from a situation, such as the Hermit. So I think it's important, Gemini, that if someone isn't at the same place in the relationship as you are, it's important to make sure you pull back until they catch up. That's what I'm kind of feeling here, especially with this Knight of Pentacles sort of running away here. I'm not thinking that this is a specific person, but if there is someone who has whose sign is related to Pentacles, I think that's something for you to think about. Now, your outcome card is a Ten of Pentacles reversed. So swords are coming up again for you. And Three of Swords and Ten of Swords, it's not necessarily a good combination. It can mean being very hurt. This Ten of Swords reverse means that you're in this cycle of being hurt and disappointed, wanting something that you can't have, and this person just keeps pulling away from you. You know, and so I kind of see that build up here. That with the High Priestess in reverse, it's your emotions are sort of getting away from you. Maybe you've been intimate with someone. Maybe you are very physically involved with someone, and your emotions are very much attached when they kind of should be detached, until that person shows through their actions that they really want to be with you. Sometimes it's good to just, like I said, pull back. So what I feel like your reading is saying this month is you're going to get hurt again by this person. This person has slow energy, that it's taking them a while to really commit to you. They might even be a little wishy-washy here. They might feel like they have other obligations other than the relationship with you. And so you need to be careful, because when this Ten of Swords is reversed, 10 is the number of completion. This is going to be reversed, meaning that it's not completed. This pain and drama might actually continue unless you decide to do something about it. Okay, so that was your reading, Gemini. So take heart and the advice that the Oracle is giving to you this month, and I think you'll be okay. Thanks to everyone who has expressed concern, who wanted to know if I'm okay. I think in the last month's reading I expressed that I had been really out of it as far as my health and other obligations. So I do thank you, and yes, I will need to limit my availability for appointments to Friday afternoon and Saturday afternoons and evenings. But also, if you like the readings and you want to support me, check out my Patreon link in the description, and you can just give me $1 a month, basically just to support the readings here. If some of you have asked about tipping or supporting me, so I haven't promoted that a lot because I feel awkward about asking for tips, but if you want to show your support, that's one way to do it. Anyway, thank you very much, and I really appreciate all the support and feedback you've given me. So I wish you love and light, and I will see you next month. Take care.